1v1 Leviathan Hive, blue side. It's Tex plays an Eldar Farseer support commander that fights in melee combat, lots of great buffs with some debuffs and crowd control too. And up against on the red side is Toilailee's Mekboy, teleporting commander that fights range combat, puts out some good damage, can also disrupt, support, build structures and repair, using his teleport to get ahead to this power point. Quite a long map, east to west. Howling Banshees on the field for Tex, a pretty good map for webway play, I think. Double shooters of Toilailee. Maybe some electric armor action from this guy. Don't see it all that often these days. Slows down the Mekboy now, of course. Farseer taking a natural. Might see a fleet and run down the south edge and try and put some pressure on this VP as well. Shooters are gonna come and cap it, or at least try to. Nothing out of the ordinary about the capping order really. 2 early generators up though for Tex. He wants his Shuriken or Rangers out pretty quickly. Or maybe get his aspect up quickly on these Banshees, who now should push forward and try and engage something. Farseer in amongst the sluggers. There's a special attack. She has a very good special attack, 360 knockback and a very quick animation, and forces off the sluggers with it. And Banshee's catching the Mekboy who was trying to tie up those Dire Avengers with melee attacks. Banshees, can they get a couple more hits here? I think they can. There's their fleet. Got their aspect just in time, chasing that guy down. Superb chasing unit, and they do take him down. Wow. That is the chase power of the Howling Banshees there. Now they're going to get shot to bits by double shooters though. There's the suppression from aiming. What's that? The squad don't actually deal damage while they suppress with that ability, but afterwards they can unload. Has big shooters on one squad. Most likely going to get it on both. Tex with a Guardian weapon team with a Shuriken cannon on the field. This thing, a setup team that will suppress infantry within the firing arc. Really good mobility for a setup team. Maybe see some old school double Shuriken play here. 2-to-1 cap for Tex. He has an aspect up on his Dire Avengers now, but he's not going to throw a grenade. Caught by the Mekboy and those double shooters. And we have a Nob Leader up, in fact, for the second squad. Makes them a detector unit, gives them extra DPS, durability, and also gives them an extra 15% bump in damage once the squad hits tier 2 if he's around. 1-to-1 cap now, and another generator goes up for Tex, and the Shuriken should be able to suppress both of those squads. There you go. Here comes the Farseer using a fleet to get into combat. One of her starting abilities. She also starts with the awesome guide, which is what she's used on that Shuriken to help them suppress from longer range. Banshee's going for the aspect of strength. Tier 1 makes no difference what aspect you get apart from the leap over cover trait that the aspect of fleetness gives you. In tier 2 it makes the most difference since you get a different weapon upgrade for your Exarch. Some mines thrown by the Mekboy there. Double shooters forced off. He also has the big shooter taka. Just increasing his base DPS. No need to set up or anything. Good for peeling models off those Dire Avengers. But here come Howling Banshees. And he's in retreat now. He's going to get chased down again. There's the fleet. He should be able to get away surely. They're still chasing. And he's going to run them into these mines. Or would have, if Tex didn't stop there. Needs some rangers to spot those things. But perhaps out of sheer luck there, manages to avoid going into them. 467, 456. Triple gens up for both players now. No, 2 gens up for Toilailee. Spent a lot on his commander early on. Shuriken now covering the VP. Should be able to easily deal with these double shooters. Well, they suppress them back. Maybe they can push forward here and force off the Shuriken with losses, but don't think Tex is going to fall for that. Here comes the Shuriken back in. If those sluggers had flanked, this could have been really nasty. As it stands, those shooters are taking heavy losses, but here comes the Mekboy to tie them up, keeping one shooter squad in play, and does force off the Shuriken in the end. They needed some support there, didn't get it. 467, 395. But look at the map for Tex. There is Fortune on the Howling Banshees, giving them some damage resistance. I believe it's 30%. And there's the washout. Farseer not getting involved at the moment. She's level 2, but now she comes to wade in. Washout really affecting that engagement there because it suppressed those sluggers and it couldn't run after the Banshees and engage them. Banshees get away, do they? Here's a grenade to stop the sluggers. No sign of a grenade. There it is. Hits the Farseer and barely touches the sluggers. And that's some good play from the sluggers. Wow, chopping the crap out of everything. If that washout didn't go off earlier, might have wiped those Banshees. Farseer now with a fight against the Mekboy, but forced off by sluggers, using her mobility with fleet to get away there. 467, 354. Good engagement for Toilailee. Can now retake this power. And Tex going straight into tier 2. Was not expecting that. Upgraded all of his squads that could be upgraded. Got a piece of war gear as well. But I was expecting one more unit in tier 1. Toilailee going tier 2 with just double shooters as well. Maybe a quick weird boy, I would think. Shuriken coming back out of base. And will suppress and incredibly annoy these shooters. Suppress now. Who's going to win the fight off the Dakar? It's going to be the Shuriken, surely. Now the shooters are completely shut down by it, but the flanking Mekboy here again, a real pain in the arse for setup teams, that guy. Using his teleport to get in position. Banshees are going after him. Sluggers are here. He just teleports away. It's a death dread for Toilailee. So we might see this thing get a bright lance. The Farseer can also get a singing spear and can support those Banshees, of course, with her guide to make them do more damage. There is the Exarch with her spear. Heavy melee damage. Usually can't take on a walker by themselves unless they're leveled up, but here is that Death Dread. Is going to need the burners a bit, so it will go down, I think, to those Banshees quite handily. Sluggers with their Knob Leader, bashing a power node. And it's a 2-to-1 cap for Toilailee. 433, 344. More mines thrown. Completely missing everything though. And there's an Autarch dropped by Tex. Sub-commander for Eldar. Really quick on her feet, and there's her leap with a heal, a speed buff and a damage buff on landing, forcing off the shooters. Death Dread now does have those burners a bit, and they run into the mines. Banshee's forced to retreat there. Autarch also gives a passive damage resistance buff to nearby allies, and there's the Singing Spear up on the Farseer. I actually cannot remember the last time I saw a Farseer get the Singing Spear. Usually it's the Doombringer I see. Singing Spear is just a straight up damage weapon, which is usually not what you're concerned about with the Farseer. Usually support other things to do the damage. I think it's around 65 DPS heavy melee or something like that. It's not the most powerful weapon in the game, but on a support commander it is a nice option sometimes. 429, 321. Mekboy repairing his Death Dread. Sluggers can also repair for Orks. And it's Stick Bombers on the field for Toilailee. Sluggers running around decapping stuff here. Dire Avengers do have their Exarch, gives them the Embolden, and Sluggers have caught these Shuriken squad. But here come those Banshees, and they don't really want to fight them, especially fully upgraded with Aspect and Exarch. Ouch. Sluggers need to be around a bunch more Orks in that engagement to use their war and stack up that buff. Autarch, no sign of any war gear yet, and I don't think she needs it. She does pretty well with her default sword and without her shield. You often see the Orks dying quickly as well. Wow. Really nice play. Mines into a stick bomb throw. Didn't actually kill a Banshee though. That was very unlucky for Toilailee. Orks in a bit of trouble here. Death Dread is there. Orks with that inspiration on kill effect. Inspiring the Farseer. But she does run away and get away to Orks. Farseer now fighting. Oh, it's going after the... No, it does turn to engage the stick bombers. No, it's going after the Mekboy. Thought he'd be trying to get models off these guys. Now he is. 420-309, and it's Tex with a Wraith Lord. Is he going to get a Bright Lance, or does he think he's got enough to deal with this Death Dread? Stick bombs in retreat path, or are they going after the Shuriken more than the Farseer? Yes, and now the burners and bits come in to burn down these gens. Look at the map now for Toilailee. Shooter Boy is taking Tex's natural. Here is the Wraith Lord, a walker vehicle for Eldar. Has gone for the shoulder mounted Shuriken. Huge amounts of piercing DPS from this thing, and he retains all of his melee effectiveness with that ranged weapon. Big Wraith Sword doing heavy melee splash, forcing off the stick bombers. Death Dread running the hell out of there. Mekboy can support vehicles quite well with the Cult of Speed Global, and of course his ability to repair his battery pack also can heal vehicles. Is this Death Dread going to get away? Banshees are there. Don't think the Wraith Lord's going to catch up to it though. 343-309, a triple cap for Toilailee now with some tank busters, barraging his own Death Dread there. That wasn't good. Just misplacing it. Wanted to knock back those Banshees, and here's the Wraith Lord, which does catch up to it, chopping off an arm and a Wraith Sword straight through the center of it. Yeah, he snared his own Death Dread. That was unfortunate. Counting Banshees now bashing gens with the Wraith Lord. 305-309. Toilailee with a whole bunch of power here, so I don't think he's going to be too pissed off about this power bash. Would like to stop it if he can. Are we going to see him go tier 3? If you go tier 3 and get an obstacle up reasonably quickly here. 294-309. Tank busters doing big chunks of damage to that Wraith Lord. There's the tank buster barrage, beautifully placed. Wow, look at the damage to that thing. Are we going to see some stun bombs thrown on that Wraith Lord to try and stun it in place? 283-309. Wraith Lord snared for ages by those mines. Look how long it lasts. 277-309. Stick bombers forcing off the Orks. No, she's still chasing. Wraith Lord does get away, it looks like, and this Singing Spear I don't think has helped out Tex a whole lot. Level 3 Farseer does give her a bit of that danger in melee combat going forward though. Runs into a mine herself, knocking back and suppressing her. And Orks also runs into a mine. His mines have actually come into play a lot more as the game's gone on. Orks now in retreat. Dire Avengers give up the cap. Farseer also in retreat, and double Wraith Lords for Tex. The other one seriously needs repairs though, Dire Avengers being the repair unit for Eldar. Wraith Lord needs to slow down though so they can repair it. There we go. Here is the second one with another shoulder mounted Shuriken. Look at the damage on this thing, that's one burst. Level 2 shooters finishing off the generators. Wraith Lord takes a model out. There's a bunch of stuff here, including the tank busters. Mekboy is there, no sign of his beamy death gun though. More mines thrown in, that's going to severely limit the Wraith Lord's options for escaping. Yeah, look at the snare from those mines. It lasts, I think it lasts 20 seconds or something crazy like that. Wow, here you see the power of the mines in this game. This Wraith Lord is a goner. One more volley from those tank busters. There we go, down it goes. 243-309. Orks jumping in, disrupting all this stuff. It's a dangerous jump for her though. Stick bombers are pretty decent in melee combat, but here come Howling Banshees to back her up. You see that blue aura around those Banshees. That is the defensive buff that the Orks is giving them. And here comes the Farseer also now benefiting from that buff. She's running into mines. At least they've all been detonated now. 225, 309. Nice back and forth here. And look at this. A web brigade in a very popular position to put it on this map could come into play a lot later on. Toilailee is tier 3 and has tons of resources. He's going for his signature battle wagon, I guess. 215309, and Tex might struggle to deal with that with his current loadout. He doesn't have a lot of resources either. The first Wraith Lord is now repaired and is back on the field. The Exarch going ballistic. Farseer up against some sluggers, takes out the Nob leader, does she? Might have died earlier. 215295. Dire Avengers will take the contested VP towards the north, and he might get a triple cap here. Tex, it's good play from the Banshees to run ahead and cap there. Still only has a Nob leader on one of the shooters, and a battle wagon is on the way. Shuriken wiped out by the stick bombers very nearly. Wow, does get wiped out in fact by the Mekboy with his big shooter. Stick bombers doing pretty well in this game. Battle wagon's halfway done. It's going to be a 2-1 for Tex once Toilailee takes his natural back, but here is that Farseer decapping this fully matured wreck point. Gonna bash this power node, it looks like. Double cap for Tex, and look at the map change so quickly. There's the global ability from the Mekboy, allowing these shooters to deal more damage and knock back that Farseer. More Dakar, I think it's called, I'm not sure. Something like that. Dire Avengers decapping that fully matured wreck point as well. Very annoying decapping. These guys have spotted the webway here. Have not spotted this one though. Down it goes. Bit of an odd place to put it, I think, right next to the VP. Much more higher chance of being detected, and he puts another one there. 215203. Wraith Lord being chased. Those are stun bombs which will stun vehicles for, I think it's 1.5 seconds per stun bomb that hits, and only one hit there, I think. Battle wagon moving in, has a unit inside. You can tell by that yellow marker beside the battle wagon. That will cause a speed buff for the battle wagon and all of its weapons to fire. There's two big shooters on top. 215, 185. Wraith Lord gets a rear armor hit. And here comes some Wraith Guard. Short range artillery unit, big damage to all targets. But they are pretty slow and very weak in melee combat. You can buff them, of course, with the guide to increase their range and damage even more. 2 units now inside the battle wagon. 215, 175. There's the 1-to-1 cap, and Sluggers were trying to take that VP, but the Wraith Lord convinces them to leave. Now the Mekboy is going to try to tie up these Wraith Guard, doing big chunks of damage to that battle wagon. Here comes stick bombers now. Pretty good in melee combat, these guys, and they've all forced them off, and that is a big long retreat for those guys. 215, 171. Another web brigade here. This one is still in play as well. Third Wraith Lord for Tex. Thought he'd get some fire dragons or something. 215, 161. I think fire dragons doing pretty well with the Farseer, since she can give them that guide. Ouch. Tank busters inside the battle wagon. This might be the end of this Wraith Lord. I assume the third Wraith Lord is going to have the Bright Lance on it. Down goes this guy. I don't know how long it's going to last though. Toilailee doing very well, taking out these Wraith Lords. And here is the third one. No sign of weapon upgrade yet. Farseer does take the contested VP. 215, 148. Nob squad now on the way for Toilailee, and that could be the nail in the coffin. Tex just doesn't have the resources to counter things as well as he would like. He has purchased 3 Wraith Lords though. That's a big chunk of resources right there. Should have gone tier 3 instead, try and get some fire prisms up. Would the fire prisms have even helped with those tank busters inside that battle wagon, doing all sorts of trouble. Wraith Guard trying to get shots in. There is the Death Roller activated, running stuff over. Ouch. Running over the Warlock leader of the Wraith Guard, which stuns them, as you see there, because they lose their Wraith sight. 215120. Yet another Wraith Lord I think might go down here. Does have the Bright Lance. Getting rear armor hits on the Death Dread, has 100% accuracy on the move, but again is snared pretty hard by those mines. Dire Avengers level 2, almost level 3, repairing that Wraith Lord now. Wraith Guard back to base to reinforce. A lot of reinforcing to do there, and they need to repurchase that squad leader as well. The Farseer herself can give them Wraith sight, but you're not always guaranteed to have her around to do that, and she's going to decap. And Toilailee probably knows now that there's a web brigade around here somewhere. Here comes the Nob squad, tier 3 melee, go toe to toe with anything in the game. Not going to be a big pain in the ass for that Wraith Lord for sure. 197120, it's pretty close on VPs. Tex now needs to try and outmaneuver Toilailee. He is going to cap this VP though. There, gets the quick double. Can he get a triple? Nope. Orks going to run after those stick bombers, and here comes sluggers without their burners, but they do have their Nob leader and they are level 2, so no slouch in combat.
The enemy has 100 points remaining.
Orks forcing off the stick bombers, jumps on the shooters. She now has her spear, giving her 65 DPS power melee pretty much. 19788, taking down the shooters left and right. Look at this. Batwagon comes in to support though, and she uses fleet to run away. And sluggers meanwhile capping and trying to finish her off, but they aren't going to reach her. There's the web brigade still in play, and this one is still in play also. Wraith Guard are actually inside there. Just a bit of a replay glitch. 19382. Another guarded weapon team up for Tex. Sticking with the Shuriken so far. Toilailee with the advantage though, as these two powerful tier 3 units. Nobs can frenzy and rush that Shuriken, and then turn on the Wraith Lord. What happened there? A big zap gun shot, very strangely placed, so I assume that was a mistake. Farseer capping, and these guys are going to get wiped. They are wiped. Tex not out of this game yet. He's using his webways well. There's that Death Roller. Dire Avengers throwing a grenade on the Nob squad. Ouch, that thing is so painful. 17182, now it's a 1-to-1. Gonna be a 2-to-1 for Toilailee. He's gonna have both of, no, he's not gonna have both the naturals. Farseer has his natural. And again, Weber gets used to get to this VP quickly. Gonna force off the sluggers quite easily with these two units.
One of our structures is under attack.
Toilailee turns to engage here. 16482 is gonna lose this squad unless, yeah, a massive risk. I think he might have been trying to get a battle wagon there to get the sluggers inside it, but turns out he just charged the thing and loses his sluggers. And look at the army rosters now. Just as I said, it's Toilailee's game to lose. The game completely turns on its head. Orks runs away. Really using his mobility here, Tex. And Toilailee frustrated by these web gates. 14182.
Just as you require.
And here's another web brigade, a much better place to put it, I think, rather than right next to the VP. Nob squad here just guarding it. Here's a 2-to-1 for Toilailee, and he does have some commanders up. These guys cap 50% faster than normal, also bring some nice DPS and a little bit of destruction as well. Wraith Guard moving up. Are they going to try and cap? No. Farseer's gates allow her to infiltrate allied squads. Farseer's in trouble here. There's that global buff from the Mekboy again. Is going to finish off this Farseer. Nicely done. Good usage of it. 113, 82. Dark Reapers on the field for Texas. Oh, I guess that's direct response to the Nob squad. With their pinning fire, they can stack some suppression on with the Shuriken and deal some nice inferno damage to their heavy armor. And Nob squad taking huge amounts of damage. Wraithlord in amongst there. Some good play by Tex. Shuriken now tied up by the Mekboy. Throws his mines out, trying to snare this Wraithlord. Is he going to get away? There's the snare on the Wraithlord, but it does have that Bright Lance shoulder mounted. What is his Shuriken Cannon doing? Needs to run away. There we go. Battle Wagon taking a while to move. Those commandos couldn't get inside, but they did get inside at the end. Look at this. Autark capping 57-82. Some nice Autark plate. Level 3 she is. Unfortunately, the Battle Wagon doesn't allow you to reinforce stuff. Now it's moving away. Howling Banshees. Looks like they just capped the north. It's a single, might be a triple for Tex. More commandos for Toilailee trying to catch up on this capping game. And that's what it's been for Tex for a little while now. Just avoiding bad engagers and capping all the time. Just cap, cap, cap with his webway gates. I'm really surprised Toilailee didn't go looking for this webway. He must know that there's one here by now. Bellwagger being chased down by that Bright Lance. Rear armor hits. Can he get a hit with his sword as well? Wraithlord is reasonably quick. Smack, there's a rear armor hit. Well, here come more tank busters, and the Mekboy is repairing his level 4. In fact, this is still the original tank buster squad, level 3 now, and this is the dead Wraithlord. 57-19, down it goes. Batwagon lives just about. This is risky though, engaging the Wraith Guard. Wow, commandos almost wiped out, down to 3 hit points. That could be vital. So 1-to-1 cap, and these guys will be able to finish this cap here. Or will they? Here come Dark Reapers, and they finish off the squad. Mekboy now to finish the cap, or at least try to. Farseer has been repurchased. What is this? Nob squad on capping duty. 1-to-1 cap. Toilailee cutting this very close. Awesome comeback by Tex, if he can pull this off. Just had that little passage of play in mid tier 3 where he whacked a couple of squads. Those sluggers went down, and those stick bombers went down. That's really turned the game on its head. 57-12. Commandos infiltrating. We might just see him attack ground with these Wraith Guard though. They do decap but now need to run away, and Toilailee has the double. 47-12. It's very close. More commandos on the way. How much do they cost? 440. Pretty nicely priced. Nob squad guarding this northern VP. There's not a whole lot that's going to be able to shift them there. Here come Howling Banshees, level 4 Howling Banshees supported by level 3 Autark. Is this going to be enough to shift these knobs? There's a disruptive jump, and he's just going to use that to try and decap here. It's also kicking off on Toilailee's natural, but I want to see this fight between the Nob squad and his level 4 Howling Banshees using their frenzy here. Immunity to damage for 8 seconds or so, and now the fight begins in earnest. Banshees doing really well, forcing off the Nob squad. They did have that defensive aura from the Autark helping them out. Toilailee holds on to his natural. Down goes the Farseer. 14-12. It's a 2-to-1 cap for Tex. So close at the end of the game. This Battle Wagon is still doing work. Autark now goes straight after the Battle Wagon. It's a power weapon, so she's not going to do a whole lot with it. Now she turns to engage the commandos, taking a lot of damage though from the battle wagon itself. 14-0, there is the game for Tex. A frustrating loss by Toilailee. He just couldn't keep up with the map-wide mobility of the Eldar using his gates very well. Looks like he did find the one down here eventually and take it down though. Wow, triple Wraith Lords all going down for Tex, and he still wins. He stayed in tier 2 and pulls it out. These Dark Reapers did reasonably well in that engagement I saw against the Nob squad. Not sure what they did at the end of the game, but that last engagement with the level 4 Banshees versus the Nobs was so telling, because it allowed the Autok to cap here, and that won Tex the game. Awesome stuff. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.